Let us start with the speed of an object. What do you mean by speed? Is it a scalar or vector quantity? You know very well the speed is the rate of change of position of the object, or you can say the rate of change of distance. It is the distance traveled by an object in a given time taken. Speed has no direction, it has only the magnitude. That is why the speed is considered as a scalar quantity. It can never be zero and can never be negative. It is a scalar quantity. The SI unit is meter per second and CGS unit is centimeter per second. Now next is, what are the types of speed? The different types of speed. First is the uniform speed. You know, children, that if this is the position changing and here is the time, and if the object is traveling equal intervals of time and equal intervals of distance, then the speed is said to be uniform speed. It means the object is traveling equal distances in equal interval of time. Then the variable speed. What is variable speed? Or you can call it as non-uniform speed. What is this? When any out of these two variables, whether the position or the time, may have unequal intervals, in that case we call it as the non-uniform speed or the variable speed. You can define it when an object is traveling unequal intervals in equal interval of time, or the unequal time interval and unequal distances, like this. The speed is changing. Here the time interval is different. If you are having like this, the time interval is different and the distance is same. The next one is the average speed. Average speed is what? It is the total distance traveled. How it is total distance? Suppose in the first interval object is having S1 distance, and in second interval S2 distance and S3 distance, in three intervals, different distances and different interval, then the total average speed will be the total distance traveled divided by the total time taken. This is known as average speed. And the next one is the most important, that is the instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed is what? It is the speed for a very small interval of time. If we are taking the small interval of time, it means the distance traveled by the object will also be small. So how you can define it? The speed of an object at any particular instant of time or at any particular point is known as instantaneous speed. For this, consider that delta x is the small distance traveled by the object, and to travel this small distance the time is delta t. Now the expression for the instantaneous speed is given by v is equal to change in distance divided by change in time. These are the small intervals, and give the limit to the time. What is it? Means the time is very very small, that is approaching to 0. If we apply the time limit to this delta function, what happens? It is converted into dx by dt. Here this dx by dt is the first order derivative, the differentiation of the distance with respect to time. So this speed is known as the instantaneous speed. And you know, the speedometer is the device which is used to measure the distance at a particular instant of time. Now the formula for the speed, how you can write the values. When a body is covering different distances s1, s2, s3 and so on with velocities v1, v2, v3, then how its average speed can be written? Its average speed is denoted by the distance traveled by time taken. So it is the total distance. I have told you in the previous point, s1 plus s2 plus s3 and so on divided by the total time taken. This is the formula for the average speed. Sometime a case arises in front of you that the speed is given to you, different speed. Suppose you are moving from your home to your school with speed 20 kilometer per hour, and from school to home back. In that case, the time is not given to you. If the time is not given to you, then you have to calculate this time. For this, what you will do, you know the formula that velocity is equal to distance upon time. You will find the time here. Time is equal to distance upon velocity. First distance, first velocity, it will give you first time. Second distance, second velocity, it will give you second time. So total distances you know, and total time you can calculate. By this formula you can calculate the average speed. And the next special case is what? When the distance is same. As I told you, you are moving from your home to your school and back from school to your home. In that situation, S1 S2 is equal, then you can keep here S plus S plus S. Suppose you are having two distances, this is 2S. Here you will put the value, S will common, you will cancel out, and this is the shortcut formula for calculating the average speed. Suppose you are moving with 25 meter per second from one point to another, take it 20, and you are returning with speed 30 meter per second. And we make the common mistake generally, if we ask about the average speed, what will we do? We add these two and we write 25 meter per second. No, apply these values in the formula. 2 into 30 into 20 divided by 30 plus 20, that is 50. It will cancel out. What is this? This is 4 3 is 12, 120 by 5, and this is 24 meter per second. The average speed comes out to be 24 meter per second, and this formula is very much important for the competitive exam also. The next is a body moving with different speed in different time intervals. If different speeds are given, different time intervals are given, how you will calculate? The formula is what? Total distance by total time. Distance is not given to you, so first you will find the distance, that is velocity into time. First distance, second distance, third distance, you will put the value of total distance and total time. In that situation you can find the average speed.